This is Copper News 24 and welcome to Expert Opinion. I remain Ojukwu Helen and with me, my one and only Mr. Dimeji, our expert in the building. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm fine. We're going to be talking about something that most people don't really know about. I know a lot of people are very vast in studies, but I feel that this topic is meant to be talked about and discussed about. We're talking about architecture,
Okay.
and a lot of its effect on the economy. We'll talk about a lot of things today.
Yeah.
So tell me your own opinion about architecture before I dive in.
Well, architectural work are very nice, All around Lagos, you see all kinds of building, and the buildings are basically what we need to pay attention to in the construction all the way to from the design all the way to the construction, the landscape, and location. All these things go a long way because here in Lagos we see different cases of substandard buildings, poor architectural work and all that. So it's going to be a blast really.
Okay. All right, let's dive into architecture. People have always needed shelter and wanted a place to call home. After all, the exact origin of architecture can be placed back in the Neolithic period, about 10,000 BC, as this is about when humans stopped living in caves. Architecture is the art and technique of designing and building, as distinguished from the skills associated with construction. It is both the process and the product of sketching, conceiving, planning, designing, and constructing of buildings and other structures. From the fathers of architecture, Professor Ekundayo Adeyinka Adeyemi, to the three ethical tribes and their traditional architectural forms, which can be seen differently as influenced by environmental conditions as well as social and cultural factors. So let's talk about questions now. I have some questions I want to ask you about architecture. Architecture has had its impact on economy beyond its construction. Can you think that it would influence the value of properties in Nigeria?
Yes, the architectural work and the aesthetic value of a building will go a long way to affect the price. The value of a building, you wouldn't compare a simple design to a complex design. Okay. So the aesthetic value, that's relating to how beautiful the design is, and the building, it's first a sketch, and what is sketched is eventually built into a structure. So at the point of seeing it physically as a structure, you can see the value and the work that has been put in. So definitely, it's going to affect the price.
The price of all buildings,
yes,
no matter how small or how big. Can small buildings have this particular range of price, while big buildings have this particular range of price? Or it doesn't really matter if it's small or big, as far as the design is worth that price?
There are many factors that will determine price fixing. The aesthetic value, the flow, the topography, landscape, and a lot of things surrounding the building. Okay, you may have a very beautiful building with complex design. Location may affect the price as well. So you need to look at the location. You see some building in Banana Island. If you check the building, the same quality in maybe somewhere in Bariga. You understand? The pricing will be different. Although the aesthetic value, the quality of material and everything is the same thing, but location matters as well.
All right. So most architectural businesses appear to be the same, but when you dive underneath, you see that they are quite different. Let's actually take a major look on how the tax difference, if as a company and as a solo architecturer.
Yeah. The taxing of architectural structure differs from the size, then an individual or corporate,
Okay.
then location. Everything really matters. They are all entwined, they go together. So, but a lot of people don't even pay attention to that part. They skip it because they don't know something like that does exist. But however, it does exist. So when you are putting up your structure, you want to look at the location, you want to look at the quality of material, you want to look at the size, the land mass is occupying, and all these things will be factored together for your tax.
So do the government tax the architecture company, and do solo architecturers, do they have a tax? Can they scheme their way out of tax because they don't have a company?
You know, this thing tax, I will believe we're going to talk about it sometime soon.
Yes.
You know, anyone can evade tax, both corporate organization, both individuals, anyone who maybe, I wouldn't say criminal tendency or just to cut corners to save costs, but it's always paid to do the needful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the disadvantage of architecture, ranging from 5 years of architectural education, followed by years of internship, stress, competition, the economic value. Let's not forget no social life. Then do you think people would be discouraged because of these advantages not to go ahead and study architecture?
No, I think studying at architecture has to do with an individual. It depends on your passion. You know, passion for me would always override challenges. No course is easy, no course is child's play. So you need to put in the time after studying, then you need to learn the skill, because it's one thing to study in the university and be certified as a graduate. But when you come to the field of building, you begin to learn and unlearn some things you know. So, so I believe that any profession anyone is choosing is because he's passionate about it, and the challenges around it and the sacrifice, or what I can call trade-offs that you have to do, wouldn't stop people. Once the interest and the passion is there. So I don't see it stopping people actually.
Do you think like an individual learning under a certified architect, then after learning all the whole ways and means by which he can sketch a building and all that, then what's the difference between that particular individual with those that actually went to school?
Okay, those are tradesmen. They learn under a skilled person. It's just apprenticeship. Let's just put it that way. So it's like you asking me, what's the difference between somebody, a mechanic who learned on the roadside, and somebody who went to the university to study mechanical engineering? There's a wide difference because education first set them apart. The way somebody who is a mechanical engineer will handle engineering problem will be different from the way an apprentice or a mechanic on the road would handle such challenge. For instance, you see mechanic will tell you take these things out because they obviously they don't know the function. I've had such an experience when a mechanic is telling me to take out something from the car, that if we take it out it does not affect the car. But a mechanical engineer knows that that thing has an importance and it has its function. The same way when somebody is a tradesman and somebody is a skilled certified architect, he knows the reason why every beam is set. He knows the reason why this should be this way and this shouldn't be that way. But a tradesman, because he learned and he did not learn the principles. So he could tell you, okay, maybe we should take out this beam. There is no need to put this pillar here. And that is going to affect the aesthetic value of the building or probably the solidity of the building.
Okay.
So this is the difference.
Okay. Do you think that the government could do anything to actually wipe them off the slate, or the government should just leave them like that?
No, I don't believe that people, tradesmen or handymen should be wiped off. It's just to standardize the practice and make them go through some kind of semi-skilled training, you know, and gradually from your semi-skilled you can advance.
Can it be certified by the government?
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Maybe some kind of certification exams. Okay, so you can do it in levels and eventually you become fully certified. Like the COREN now. COREN is a certification exam for engineers, and is the peak of certification. So as an engineer, if you own a COREN certificate, you are considered to be a top engineer. The same thing, something like a certification can come in, because either we like it or not everybody will be able to go to the university.
Not everybody.
Okay, but everybody can become productive and add to the economy of this country.
Okay.
For instance, UK just introduced apprenticeship in the medical line. So you don't need to go to the university to become a medical doctor in UK. You can enlist in the program and serve or do your internship under a doctor. And through that, you can learn the skill and the practice over years. And then you write a certification exam, you are declared a medical doctor. So the same thing we can do to all these handymen out there. It's just going to be more of a technical thing.
What's being a handyman for a professional course? Won't it actually affect the productivity of those that actually went to school and qualified for that? Like for an example, like a mechanical roadside can actually charge so amounts for repairing so thing in a car. Meanwhile, like if you take that particular car to a garage where a certified mechanical engineering is, they might charge you higher. But apparently, because they have the same knowledge of that particular thing, the roadside can actually work on it and still get it better for a cheaper price, hereby depriving the certified ones jobs.
Now, the thing is this, is that there are two things to consider in this discourse. One, you want to talk about the standard. Okay, so you want to bring everybody to a certain standard, or what you can call global best practice. And that's one. So what that kind of a thing would do is that it will standardize it. So that that man on the roadside would not give you a substandard service. So it will bring about standardization. That's one. The second thing is that it will level up the earning power of that man on the roadside. Because when I know he's certified, I can trust his judgment, and there will be a power, a flat rate for a certain kind of job. And this is good for both the economy, both the results, because most times we go to these big companies and pay so much because we want value. And you know, you would not sacrifice the costs, and you will not sacrifice value because you want to cut down costs. But if you upgrade these guys, then we can have good value from them, and then those big companies now know that they have competition, competition that people trust. So you will see it will help to normalize the pricing, and everything will just be good. Because competition is one key thing in the marketplace.
Okay, let's talk about AI. Actually, the level at which artificial intelligence is going right now, it is possible. It is possible that AI might actually replace anything that has to do with architecture. Is that possible?
Yeah, AI.
They can draw faster, reason faster, calculate faster, estimate better.
Yeah, the matter of artificial intelligence is not only the architectural field.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna go across the entire human lives.
Yes.
Okay, so we have AI that can do a lot of things. First, there's this debate: would AI completely take away human beings? Okay, then
Is
let's
that
now.
possible?
It isn't,
Okay.
because there are some things that
Okay.
AI may not be able to do.
Yes.
We've seen robots that can build, do 3D building.
Yes.
Okay, we've seen documentary of AI drawings, AI building, but you still need somebody to press the button.
Yes.
You still need somebody to adjust something or
Okay.
the other. So that human impulses is not with the AI. That is why I said AI cannot totally erase the human input. But however, a lot of things would be done by the AI. So I think as an architect, if I were to be one, what I'll be looking at is, I'll not just be looking at becoming a certified architect. I'll be looking at the artificial intelligence part of it, because a time will come really that a lot of what we do will be replaced by AI.
Okay, do you think even when AI lacks the fundamental human qualities like imagination, wisdom, emotions, taste, ethics, do you think that's better? Like, it's actually better when the AI lacks those human fundamental qualities to make them improve in whatever thing that they have to do with architecture?
Well,
Do you think it will make them
everything
improve?
that has pro has a con.
Okay.
Okay, objectivity. Now, when you talk about objectivity, it is good.
Okay.
But you know, in some things you need to be subjective as well. So the subjective part of it is where the AI falls short. When you talk about impulses, emotion, instant decision, you know, an AI may not be able to take that decision. Maybe as an architect, I'm looking at the construction, I'm looking at, and I feel like, oh no, according to this drawing, this shouldn't be here. I can take an instant decision on my impulse.
Yes, based on your
but the AI is garbage in, garbage out.
Whatever you input, that's what it brings
That's
out for you.
whatsoever is going to bring out.
All right, so what is your advice for the undergraduates and future architects out there?
Yeah, it's simple. If you want to get into that field, please just be contemporary.
Okay.
Make sure you have the certification, you have your degree, but don't stop there. Just keep following trend, because things are changing very fast. And as it's evolving, if you are evolving with it, you will not be outdated.
Okay. So in conclusion, do you think that architecture at the long run will actually affect positively the GDP of Nigeria?
Absolutely. People want to put money in good things.
Okay.
So if we begin to talk about smart homes, you know, a lot of foreigners are buying homes in Nigeria. So if we churn out good buildings, good architectural buildings, definitely it's going to affect the...
Oh, my God. Let's not forget Elon Musk's movable home.
Yeah, movable home. Yeah, it's absolutely possible.
Is it possible?
Yes, and there's a company here in Nigeria, in Abuja, that has movable homes. So you can mount your home, and tomorrow you decide you want to move from Lagos to Ibadan. They'll pack it up and then set it up on the land there.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate having you here. Please stay tuned with Expert Opinion.